wonderful Pisces. I hope you all are doing amazing. In today's video, I will be tapping into the energies of those of you that are currently not in communication with your person. So, as per usual, I will be starting off with an oracle and we can clarify the existing energies with tarot. Okay. Okay, Pisces. So we have quite a few cards here. How many cards is that? 4. Okay, let's see. So we have the card legal, so lawyers, court, paperwork. And then we have glow up, new opportunities, new career, successful business. And then we also have feminine energy, gentleness, nurturing, mothering, healing, self-care, introspection, meditation. I can already tell that this is going to be a very specific message because here's what I see. You're really focused on healing, okay, from something that was very draining. Whether it's something specific in this connection, whether it was this connection entirely, but you feel like you kind of like you stop nurturing yourself or you put your own desires on the back burner. This may be a week where, you could be going through an introspective period or you're, just taking care of yourself in other ways, but it's like something is being finalized or coming to an end and you feel like you are shifting the focus to yourself, or you could finally focus on healing. So this may be a week where you're like receiving answers. Not for all of you is it going to be that there are some sort of legal issues in your connection, but for some of you that is the case. I'm more getting an energy of something being finalized and feeling like, okay, now I know exactly what is happening, or now I have received the clarity that I need and I'm able to move forward or work on my healing. Some of you may have children with this person, or there could have been conversations about like being in a family dynamic here, but it's like a very draining situation has caused you to move forward, or it has caused you to shift the focus to yourself. I believe Gemini pulled this card as well. So you may have Gemini placements in your chart, or you may be dealing with one. So be sure to check out their read if that's the case. Okay. Okay, so we have the Two of Wands on the bottom of the deck here, and we have the Queen of Wands. Someone who's at a distance from you is still highly attracted to you. I think there's an emphasis on the way that you are handling this situation. So this person may view you as, or they expected you to respond to this separation much differently than you currently are. So it's like they're admiring you for how you're handling this situation and ultimately like how you're carrying yourself as well. But there's distance between the both of you. Something else that I see here, guys, with the Two of Wands and the Queen of Wands is like this person could be waiting for some sort of a sign from you. So, for example, like it could be that they're hinting something at you, or maybe there's some sort of like subliminal things going on via social media, right? Like these are just generic examples, but like this person definitely could be hinting something at you and waiting for a sign from you, or waiting to see how you're going to respond. So I'm going to start off by seeing how you're being viewed this week. Okay, the Six of Pentacles, as someone who's very generous. There could, like, you could do some sort of charity work, or or your career involves you like helping those in need in one way or another. Like whether it's like social services, or something in that line of work. It doesn't have to be the case for all of you, but this could also just be someone who's viewing you as generous in terms of they're realizing what you have done for them, or how patient or generous you were with them during the course of this connection here. Now, when they think about this connection, they're heavily focused on a lack of balance, or feeling like there wasn't equal give and take here with that Six of Pentacles energy. It's like this person is viewing you as you're taking care of what you need to be taken care of, or you have certain responsibilities that you need to follow through on, and you're keeping it together and you're carrying yourself very well, but they feel like you're not truly happy, or there's something here that is still affecting you mentally. So we have the Hierophant. Some of you could be dealing with the Taurus, and then we have the Three of Wands. It's like or what this person's feeling challenged by this week, Pisces, is the fact that they feel very connected to you, or they feel like you are someone that they have, like the connection is something that they had high hopes for. The Hierophant's usually like a higher level of commitment, or it could have been something that you guys were working towards. But when you have the Hierophant and the Three of Wands, it's like almost a question of how is it that I'm so distant, or I feel so distant from someone that I actually feel emotionally connected to. In another way that I could read this is like this person could be trying to figure out how they feel so distant with you when you guys were so close, in the past, or you guys were in a higher level of commitment in the past. So, an energy of how do we go from that to this? And how do I adapt to that? That's what your person's feeling challenged by this week. The other thing that I see here with the Three of Wands is like, as much as there's distance between the both of you, this person is still constantly wondering what's going to happen next. They're constantly wondering, what does the future hold? Am I going to have an opportunity to, potentially speak to Pisces again? But really, there's like what they're feeling challenged by is the fact that they're comparing the current dynamic to maybe what you guys had in the past. And that's very hard for them to like process. I also feel with the Hierophant, like they, especially coming up in the challenge position, they may feel like a challenge that you guys were constantly facing in this connection here was like moving things to the next level, because the Hierophant's all about elevation. It also has a lot to do with like learning, and pretty much, in other words, accepting that there may be levels to certain things, right? And so this person, it's not to say that they're not acknowledging that, there's levels to love and a connection, but they feel like you guys were not able to, take that next step. So whether it's, for example, being in a higher level of commitment, whether it's wanting children together, wanting to build a family together, they feel like it's something that you guys would constantly speak about, but it never actually happened. You guys never actually took the next step together because there's either something in the way, or it like the reason why could obviously vary. It's a general read, but I do see that being a concern or something that they're feeling, challenged by this week. So you're viewing them in the Five of Swords energy. So there's something here that you're definitely feeling conflicted about, or you're acknowledging that there's just something here that the both of you do not agree on. What's interesting is the Hierophant also speaks about like your belief system, your morals, your values. It could be religious factors that are impacting this connection, cultural factors. It could be an age gap. So there's something here that you feel like is just not working out, or just not going to work out between you and this person. For example, if it's something to do with values, your perspective could be that's something that's very hard to change. Like, how can I change this person's outlook on life? That's something I can't do, or I don't have power over it. So as much as you're acknowledging something that is not working in this connection, you're also acknowledging that you don't have the ability to do something about it. So A, it can cause you to feel powerless, but B, there's a lot of truth that comes with that as well, where you're moving into a space of acceptance. Like, okay, this is how it's supposed to be then, or this is what it is, and I'm not going to run from it. I'm going to face it. So we have the Seven of Cups in your feelings, and we have the Nine of Pentacles. So pretty much this is an energy of, I know that I have myself together, or I know, I'm aware of what's going on when it comes to my personal life, but when it comes to this connection or this separation, I am confused. Like Seven of Cups is you either feeling like this person has constantly given you mixed signals, or when you think about the separation this week, you are feeling so many emotions at once. So the only thing that feels stable in your life right now is the things that you can control. So whether it's like, this week you're like, the only thing I can control is, my career, my finances, my daily routine, then you're focusing on that with the Nine of Pentacles. But behind that, we have the Seven of Cups, which means there's still some sort of confusion when it comes to the emotional department. Many of you, there's something here that you feel extremely powerless over, where it's like you're, you know, intentionally choosing to focus on the things that you do have control over because it's helping you feel better. It's helping you feel like you have a sense of control, and it's also helping you maybe not focus on the things that are not really in your hands, or the things that you don't have the ability to change. because it's like you're focusing on what you can control, but what you can't control is still bothering you on an emotional level. And I don't mean that in a way where you're wanting to control your emotions or wanting to control this person's emotions. It's more so just like thinking about a situation, feeling confused and not satisfied, but also feeling like you don't really know what to do to change it, or you feel like it's not your job to, or you don't have the ability to change it. Especially if it's something on this person's end and you feel like it's something that they have to work through. Two of Cups in your feelings and the Hermit. Some of you could be dealing with a Virgo. Pay very close attention to your intuition this week. If you're receiving like a consistent sign, maybe even, like a dream here, there's like a sign that you're receiving, and it's not through someone, right? So it's not like you're conversing with someone and they're telling you something. It's just a sign that you're receiving when you're on your own, but it may be critical for this process that you're going through because it seems to me that it's going to lead to, or it's happening for you during some sort of an introspective period. And I do see the cards of healing, and I did mention that many of you are, taking this time to heal or, think about the situation, but not really be affected by the opinion of others. So I do see that with the Two of Cups and the Hermit, you're gaining some sort of clarity on your own, but it's causing you to, you're like choosing to be on your own. The Hermit is not necessarily like being isolated without having a choice. It could just be choosing to be on your own so that you could focus on yourself, so that you could see things from a different perspective. So I do see there's a very like freeing energy alongside with you spending more time on your own or being in this separation, but you're still feeling a bit emotionally confused of in terms of what's going to happen next, because we have the Seven of Cups and the Two of Cups, which means you still have emotions for this person, but you're really not sure what the future holds. You're really not sure if you guys are able to work something out here. So we have the Nine of Cups clarifying the Hierophant, and we have the Magician clarifying the Three of Wands. So this person is acknowledging that you make them very happy. They're viewing this commitment, or this connection, I should say, as wish fulfillment. And for those of you that were in a higher level of commitment with this person, they are still viewing that, that commitment as something that has the potential to satisfy them in the current moment, despite the fact that you guys are in, a separation. Then we have the Magician clarifying the Three of Wands, which is manifesting, to, yes, an opportunity to speak to you, but it's also like closing that emotional gap or closing that distance between the both of you. Like, here's what I want moving forward, or I don't want to feel so far away from Pisces, or I don't want to feel like an outsider in Pisces life. So this is what I'm manifesting, closeness, or just want the opportunity to speak to each other and, clear the air here. Because this person is acknowledging that you are who makes them happy, or this situation is still something that fulfills them emotionally. But I also see it as, we need to acknowledge what is not working. We need to acknowledge the things that we're disagreeing on. Okay, so in their feelings, we have the Queen of Pentacles and we have the Eight of Cups. Letting go or walking away from you, this person feels like was one of the most difficult things to do. I'll tell you why. The Queen of Pentacles in their feelings is someone viewing you as someone, or a person who checks off all their boxes, or like viewing someone as an ideal partner. That's pretty much what that energy is. They do feel like what they had with you was very stable, and it could have become something that was even more stable. So like, they don't feel like you guys explored every single thing together, or there's a sense of unexplored potential. Okay. Now, furthermore, with the Eight of Cups, that's an energy of detaching after you've tried time and time again, or detaching from something feels very difficult because you are still there are still emotions there, but B, there's just a key component that is missing. So it's like they're struggling with detaching, or they feel like it's one of the most difficult things that they've had to do, but they're also acknowledging that there's something that's missing in this connection. With the Hierophant and the Eight of Cups, it could, like I said, it could be belief system, morals, it could be a pattern that is not coming to an end, it could be religious factors, it could be an age gap, but it's something that this person feels like, okay, that is a key component that is missing. So I feel like I have no choice but detach, or I feel like this is what I need to do, but it's also very difficult to do that very thing. It's like this person almost wishes, yeah, Three of Swords and the Eight of Wands. So this person almost wishes that they're like you guys could find a solution or something that is becoming a deal breaker. They wish that there was a way around it. They wish that there was a way where that very thing didn't have to impact the both of you to the point of, separation here. Three of Swords and the Eight of Wands. This person does want to speak to you even though they feel like they're hurt, even though they may feel like they have caused some sort of hurt with the Three of Swords as well. And it's not to play the blame game, guys. Like this person could feel that they've hurt you, but they may also feel hurt by something that you've said or something that you've done. But what I see is someone who is in the process of healing, but still wanting to communicate with you, in the process of healing, but still wanting to, initiate a conversation. And what's interesting is Eight of Cups and Eight of Wands. So it's like I'm detaching, or I know I need to detach, but maybe there's some sort of closure this person wants or a conversation that they want to have here. Okay. Now, something else that I'm getting, which is specific, so it's not going to resonate with all of you, but since the separation, this person could have also relocated. So there could quite literally be like physical distance between the both of you, or I may be picking up on like a long distance union here. So we have the Temperance. Some of you could be dealing with the Sagittarius, followed by the Eight of Pentacles in the potential outcome. How to make peace with you. I don't really see cards of commitment here as of yet, but it's like, how do I just make peace with Pisces, or how do I just be at a better space? What do I do next? Excuse me. What do I do next so that we could feel more at peace, or there could be more balance between the both of us? Because in the current moment, when this person's thinking about you or the connection, A, you guys are disagreeing on something, and B, there's something here that they're still feeling conflicted about. Knight of Cups clarifying the Temperance, and the Wheel of Fortune clarifying the Eight of Pentacles. So that's positive. That is an energy of apologizing. That is an energy of kind of like laying their emotions out on the table with the Knight of Cups. And with the Wheel of Fortune clarifying the Eight of Pentacles, there's some sort of action this person takes towards you, whether it's an emotional confession, whether it's an apology, whether it's meeting up with you in person, whether it's taking you out to have a coffee date and speak about what has happened. How this person's approach is obviously going to vary. It is a general read, but I do see that practical effort where their next move is going to lead to a positive, change here. And hear me out, guys. The Wheel of Fortune, it's not really a card of commitment. It's a positive change happening between the both of you. But for some of you, it's receiving closure and choosing to close the chapter and move on. For others of you, it's receiving some sort of closure or receiving some sort of clarity where you're able to see things differently, or see how maybe you guys can work on things moving forward. Okay. And then we have the Death card here. Yeah. So there's definitely like this cycle is closing out, and it may be a conversation where like much need, like you're receiving some sort of much needed closure where you're able to, close this chapter and move forward. And like I said, as I opened your spread here, Pisces, I did sense like something being finalized with that legal card, even if it's not like legal issues. So let's see if there's anything this person wants to communicate to you. I find you so attractive. Okay, so this person is highly attracted to you. I do see the Eight of Wands in their energy as well, which could be like a very passionate, energy. I do see that there's, a lot of attraction here. We have the card, I admire you. And I was kind of picking up on this energy as we opened your spread as well, Pisces, where like this person is really admiring the way that you carry yourself or the way that you're handling a situation. I still have feelings for you. Yeah. So they're acknowledging, with the Nine of Cups, with the Magician and the Three of Wands, they wouldn't be manifesting, closing an emotional gap if they didn't still have feelings for you. I wish we could go back. So this person wishes that you guys could go back in time or backtrack here. And it could also just be revisiting something in the past and feeling like, oh, okay, I would have done that differently, or I would have communicated that in a different way. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you guys this week. I really do hope you were able to find a message that resonated with you here today. And thank you so much for your time.